Well, I'm back. Now I have to figure out how to do splicing and put all this together. But hey, see, everything happens for a reason, and it just pushes me to keep learning, keep moving forward. So I basically, like I've said, um, I've determined that is going to be more a part of who I am, and not just as a therapy, but as a way for me to speak to other people about my experiences, how Father helped me heal, He's still helping me heal, how how to understand the truth that He wants for you, how to understand the truth of yourself through things like painting. Now, other people, you know what? There's people that I garden, and that I really like gardening as far as my relationship too, because there's a lot of quiet time there and thoughtful reflection, and it's just a lot of positive. I mean, hello, we were created beings that were created in a garden. The perfect place that our Creator thought we should live was in a functional, sustainable garden. Renewing garden that had perfect, ooh, wouldn't you love to have been and looking at that fruit and vegetables and whatever. But see, squirrel. But so the garden is a special place for me because it's my reflective place. It's my meditation area. It's my prayer time. It's that communing time with my Creator. And painting is more the painting and art for me is more the active working out of the result of those times, of the alone time, of the scripture study time. Painting becomes the interpretation. And I have really been doing a lot of taking stock, which I think we do a lot of times close to our birthdays, but this has been going on for a good year. And with the Holy Spirit's leading, Father's been able to have me see, He's showing me things that I'll be doing, and I'm going to tend to believe that I'll be doing those things. He's going to work those things out that I'm going to be doing them, and I'm just going to let Him lead in that timing. But painting is, as a teenager, painting was what Father used to save it. He saved my life numerous times, but as a whole, through the tool of painting. If I did not have painting, I would not be talking to you today. My children would not be talking to you because they probably wouldn't be here. I would not be here. I am thoroughly convinced of that. So painting holds a place in my heart that is very almost to a sacred level of a tool. And I, for many years, put it away for a lot of reasons. Time, working. When you work as a nurse primarily for the last almost 30 years, it's time to paint. You work your shift, your double shift, you come home, you take the scrubs off, you get a bath, you go to bed, you get up, rinse, repeat. So through this whole shutdown thing, I've had probably more time off than I've had in a long time. And it's helped me to reevaluate and rebalance work and what's your work, what's your occupation, and then there's your calling or your purpose. And those are not always the same things. And sometimes your calling and purpose will enter your work. And sometimes your work will even enter over into some of your calling and your purpose. Not as much, but you're a single person, so these things are going to combine at times. But primarily, we need to be led by what our Father destined for us or planned for us and in our calling. Because I'm going to tell you from experience previous, there are very few times in my life where I breathed in the moment and I was in the moment, and I said, this is who I am. If I could just do this for the rest of my life, I would do it for free. I would do it every day. I would do it. Wow. I mean, when you ever find that place that is where you're called to be, what is your purpose on this earth, you just know. You know that you know. And not unfortunately, but ironically, or unfortunately for in some people's thinking, but to me it's become a challenge. Let's put it that way. A challenge to my calling. A big challenge for most of my adult life has been fighting what other people think my calling is, or fighting the idea that other people look at me and say, well, you're this and this and this, therefore you're not qualified to be what you know that you know that you know you're called to be. Ooh, conflict, problem, crisis. And so when that happens, and a lot of these, even though your mind has studied it out, your spirit has studied it out, and you say, nah, it's not what it's saying in the word, or that, whatever. But, and being in that place, several times where you've said, oh, this, right here, this is me. This is me. I've been found. I have been found. Even though you've had those experiences, what you are raised in, what you are indoctrinated in by not just your family of origin, but by society, is usually a lot of times going to be in conflict with your calling. Because anyone who has a powerful calling, anyone who has a powerful purpose, let's just rephrase it. It's powerful when you come and you meet with that, and you come to that and you realize, this is my place. It's going to conflict, because just as, there is a divine plan for who you are or who you will become, that would be the best plan for you, there is a force out there that doesn't want you to realize that, because like I said, it is powerful. And when those things connect and intersect, when your mind, body, spirit, soul comes into direct, lines up with what your purpose is, what your calling is, who you are, all that comes to that dead center, nothing is going to be able to stop you if you're true to that. And that is scary for the spirit of chaos, the spirit of death, the spirit of destruction, the spirit of suicide, the spirit of abuse, the spirit, all these evil things that come against human race. It is death to those. You coming in line with Father's plan for you and who you are is just, attack, we're being attacked. Yep, you are. And you're going down. And so item by item in my life, I have been working towards tearing down those strongholds, tearing down those places that hold me back, the chains, to just be loosed, to be who I was created to be. And I don't have time to say, oh gosh, I wish some of these things that are coming to me in waves every day now, I wish I would have known like 20 years ago. Your experience is your experience for a reason as well. Because I never would have got to this thought. I would have never gotten to this place. I would have never arrived where I am at the moment without some of those experiences. And when I take those experiences and how I dealt with them and how I'm dealing with them and how I become a catalyst, and then you match that up with me being healed and finding out who I am and finding out, wow, this is the plan. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to say. Here's what you need to not say. When that all comes together, it is just fire. It will burn up all the crap. It will just sear right to a person's heart who maybe isn't as strong or maybe is in a place that you were at one time. And nothing is better. If I say to you, let's be real basic. If I say to you, and I'm going down the road, and I see a young lady, and I'm gonna stereotype because I've been there, so I have to know my experience. And I see a young lady with kids in the car, and she's sitting there, and she's got a flat tire, and she's on the side of a remote area. And I pull up, and first of all, I may not even pull over. If I've never been in that place, I might even be prompted to pull over as a woman myself, because a lot of times it's a setup for robbery. People are evil. They do this. But because I've been in that place, I'm more likely to pull over. I'm more likely to get out of my car. I'm more likely, as an older woman, to share with another young woman my experience. Hey, I know how to change this tire. Let me help. Let's do this. Let me just be here for you, because at this moment you're falling apart and you're scared to death, and you're afraid for your kids and you're afraid for yourself, and you don't know if you're going to get, assaulted, robbed, whatever. So there's a lot going on. And so if I can come to you from a place of truth that I know how you feel at this moment, is going to mean more to that person. It's going to mean more to that person, because they're going to be like, wow, she gets what I'm feeling right now. She knows she needs to calm me before she even fixes the tire. She knows that joke around with my kids and get them, get everybody, feeling less stressed, and, let's solve this problem, and let's, I'm here with you. Let's do this together, and have someone come alongside you, and before you know it, she is back on her journey, safe, sound, and moving forward. And so spiritually, this is what Father is calling me to do. And originally, and probably partly because of my upbringing, and let's be honest, let's just say it, Eunice, let's just be honest, some lies that mainstream church taught me, which I've had to unlearn, about who my Father is and his plan for me as a woman. It's time for me to realize that I can go off into victimhood and be, oh, woe is me, and or I can make the things that the enemy meant for bad, I can allow my Father to use them for good, and I can put more people back on the road and back onto a better life, and I can put people back into a place of empowerment, because now they know how to fix the tire. And so next time they're in that situation, they won't be so helpless. See? Curing helplessness. Because I was willing to open up the raw, horrific, the unimaginable, the painful things that I've walked through. Father walked through, brought me through. Other people stopped and helped me change my spiritual tire, and helped me to get tools that I needed to move on, to keep moving forward, to get back on the road, to go in the right way. That was done for me, not just by Father, but he used people as well. And I appreciate that. I need to do that too. And I realize that the journey that I'm about ready to start is going, well, let's just say I'm going to make a lot of powerful enemies. But I have to stay strong, and I know who I serve. And I know who holds my hand, right? And I know that if he's already walked me through what he's walked me through, what I got to worry about? So, you know, in one way it's hard because the testimony that I bear, which is, by the way, one of 2 spiritual weapons that I have according to Scripture, is my testimony. The word of my testimony. Until I really started to study that, and then I started to realize what he was asking me to share with the world through a book, through speaking, through video on, like I'm doing now. Wow. I've come up against this spirit in Pennsylvania here, which I thought was in major ways. But when he started to reveal to me what I'm going to actually say out of this mouth, and with this pen, so to speak, and with these paintings, and with everything that he's calling me to do in one big culmination of a purpose and a calling and a ministry, wow. I cannot, when this word of testimony goes forth, it will be a powerful weapon against an evil, which really has a lot of roots in the state of Pennsylvania, and will anger so many, and high places, I'm sure, influential places. I am beyond having a concern about that, because I am in a place in my relationship with my Father where if I am here doing his work, using my word of testimony as a weapon against evil, it's all good. And if I am no longer here, that's gain. So that's good too. So it's a win-win. And it took a long time to get to that place. So what you see is what you get, pretty much. And you know, the old adage, don't judge a book by its cover. A lot of people say it, but very few people live that way in their contact with other people. Learn to live that way. Get to know the person as much as you get to know, you know, the people you care about. Because through doing that, you will spark a word of testimony in someone else. And every time, I'm a human, so every time I even get a little bit afeared of the flack that's going to come my way, of the accusations, they're already starting, and because just, yeah, so much as I haven't even been able to talk about, because I have to keep it under wraps till it's ready to go. Just like you would in any other warfare. This is spiritual warfare. And as soon as I get a little bit afraid to move forward with this calling, I have a quick flashback to what it felt like to be in the prison that so many people, women and men, are in just, it's worldwide, but just in my state alone. I got to start at home, right? I got to start in Jerusalem. Got to start where I'm at. That whatever comes my way will be 100% worth it if even one person who is in that prison, that spiritual, mental, physical prison, can be set free from, then it's all worth it. Every bit of it. So I'm also making this video because I know there's going to be hard days ahead. And I'm going to watch this video and I'm going to realize I got 2 weapons. The blood of the Lamb, the sacrifice blood of Yeshua that was sacrificed so that there could be grace for me, that there could be healing for me, that there could be divine purpose instilled in me, and a powerful spirit could come dwell in me and help me do things that as a human being I would cower. But when the Spirit comes over me, watch out. Eunice becomes a whole nother person that people don't even recognize. And that's good, because you're not seeing me at that point. And the second weapon, the only other weapon I have in last days that are coming to defeat the enemy, go read Revelation if you don't believe it, is the word of my testimony. Is me giving voice to the power that has set me free, and how it has set me free, and what it has set me free from. Because that gives hope to many others. It opens doors. It helps people say, you know what? I'm going to listen to this lady, even though I don't agree with maybe some things she's saying, or I'm not understanding or seeing them at the time, but I'm going to hang in there, and I'm going to always compare what she says to the word, of course, because she's a human being. But I'm going to look at this lady, and I'm going to know when she looks at me and when she talks to me, I'm going to know that she really does know what I'm going through, and that she really, because she's been there, because she has a testimony that's rooted through this process in her own life. And that is something that the enemy doesn't want any more victims to find out about. Because if it's only one of two, there's only two weapons. There's only two weapons. So they both must be pretty powerful. So don't go into battle. From this day forward, don't go into battle half-armed. Oh, you know, I have the blood of the Lamb. Okay, so pick up your other weapon and fight. Fight the good fight. All right, well, we got a little heavy on this one. There's more coming. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you want to do. I believe, you know, Father will divine who sees this. One person, a million people, it's irrelevant to me. I just need to do my part and put it out there. So we are going to start this process today. This is a long video. Well, I try to keep it under 15 minutes, but it was necessary to be said. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be professional, but it is going to be real. And so I hope you would join me on this journey. Shalom.